This is T.
And this is MZ.
Doing Dallas. And today we have our special guest back again, Josh. And Josh decided to poll his Facebook friends with a question that we had last week. So what was that, Josh?
Well, the question was, it was several questions. One of the questions was, I said that they say that Asian, Hispanic, and white women treat their men better than blacks. And a lot of people chimed in. So I was saying that a lot of different people are saying, a lot of different races, as well as a lot of black women and black men are saying that other races treat them better than their race. Is that true?
And you got beat up.
Yeah, I got beat up a lot of. yes.
You got slapped around, beat up, and just feeling really dirty right now, ain't you?
No, I ain't feeling so much dirty because
you feeling dirty.
No, one thing about it, I do fight back.
Dirty.
No, I fight back. I fight back. You know, I got a big old mouth, so hey, I ain't gonna just let them do me any kind of way.
Right, but don't you think that in every race there are good men and bad men, regardless to the race?
Yes, I do. But it's not what I'm saying. These are the people that's outside of their race. They're not outside their race. I love my race, and I'm going to date inside my race.
Okay.
So it wasn't me. These are people saying that's dating outside the race, saying that the other races are better.
But you said there was more women that were replying than there were men.
Yeah, only two men. Only two men chimed in. Really,
that's something pretty bad.
Yeah, and they was like, damn Ling Ling and damn Muzaguku and all the other black women is what it is, and that's what it's going to be. But I mean,
so why do you think that these black women are dating outside their race? What were some of the responses?
Well, a lot of them said financial security.
Okay. And
one even sent me some pictures of permanent black women dating
white
men. So I sent her pictures back of Bob Johnson. I sent her a picture of Magic Johnson. I sent her a picture of Obama. I sent her pictures of all these prominent black men that have black wives.
Okay, so that's all good, but the world is changing. Everybody is mixing it up a little bit right now.
No, everybody's not.
Yes, everybody is.
If you go to your,
I'm pro-black.
I'm pro-black too, but I can't tell you go out of town or you go to any event or any festival or go to the grocery store or driving down the street, you see interracial couples. So everyone is mixing it up. That's been
going on since the 60s.
I know.
They was killing us in the 50s. With 60s, they stopped killing us.
Right.
So they let us start doing it. But predominantly, when you go, you're going to see black on black, white on white, Chinese on Chinese, Mexican on Mexican.
It depends on where you at, boo.
No, I'm talking about predominantly. If you're in Dallas or if you're in Houston, it doesn't matter where you're at. If you see a lot of couples out, majority of those couples are going to be dating within their race.
Well, I see a combination of, I say it's about 50-50 because I see black on black, but I also see a lot of interracial couples.
Well, let's go.
And not necessarily black and white. It could be Asian and black. It's just interracial couples.
Okay, well, let's go to Oak Cliff.
Well, that's all black neighborhood. You can't even use that.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
But go to McKinney.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Go to Plano. Go to Frisco.
So once again, it all depends on where
the area you're in.
Yeah, I guess it does depend on the area.
If you go to Atlanta, if you go to Houston, if you go to Baltimore, if you go to D.C., you're going to see more black people with black people. Now, if you go somewhere, like you just said, McKinney, other places, San Francisco, you're going to see, a mixture.
You know the thing that bothers me about that whole deal?
What is that?
Is that other race, I'm not going to name what they are.
Why not?
Because they don't even look at our brothers until they're making six figures.
That's not true. Because when I was playing football and my friends,
that is true.
That's not
in those areas that I was in.
That's not true. That's not true.
Those other areas, the highly professional executives and all that stuff.
No, that's not true because you got to remember, before those guys became executives, before they became basketball players, famous,
the black women supported them.
No, they didn't.
No, the black woman probably tore them down.
Dennis Rodman said,
helped them get through school.
And then they went over
Dennis Rodman said the reason why he don't date black women because when he was in school, they called him ugly ass Dennis. So when he made millions, they wanted to be in his life, and he said no.
Okay.
And that's just one example. Tiger Woods never grew up with black people, so guess what?
Right.
He only dates what he grew up with.
Exactly.
It's all about what a man grew up with. So if you never grew up with all black people, you only grew up around white, like me.
I agree with that. We were talking a little bit about that last week about education and sending our kids to schools to get a better education. When you send them to school to get a better education, normally they're in the white areas. So that's all the kids know is white or is other.
So why don't we send them to FAMU and Harvard and all these other?
I mean, there are some good black schools.
Well,
but even when I was growing up, I mean, I went to all black schools, but I went to a very good high school, and it wasn't necessarily diverse. It's just that
education just was better at that school.
Education was better at that school. So it ain't that we have to send our kids to predominantly white schools to get better education.
That predominantly white schools are better education wise.
We are taught.
And no, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true at all.
No, that is not true.
That is not true.
I do the nation's.
They want you to think that. So you send your kids there and you move to these areas and you put the money back into their community versus putting the money in your community. So they're going to tell you, don't go over to the black community because they're robbing, shooting, killing, but over in the white community, they over there popping pills, doing hair runs, raping kids. They're not going to tell you that.
I can only speak for Dallas. I know Dallas ISD sucks.
Well, I can speak for a whole bunch of places.
Let me go ahead and clear that up because it's only some schools in Dallas ISD that sucks because I perform a test every year and that's not necessarily true. It depends on the area in Dallas.
Well, yeah,
because not all schools in Dallas ISD
they don't have an exemplary rating though.
They don't have an exemplary.
Are you saying Dallas or the whole metropolitan area?
Dallas ISD.
Dallas ISD does not have an exemplary rating, and that's not because the school is not good. That's because of certain students that we pull. It is a lottery that we have no control over. It's certain students that you actually pull to take the test. We know those kids are not going to perform well. So therefore, the rating is going to be that way.
So basically, the rating is rigged.
I don't want to use that term.
Yes, you can. I use it. The rating is rigged because if you listen to what the expression she just said, it ain't awkward for me. But guess what? You heard what she just said. Those names are pulled and those names that they go by. So yes, it's rigged.
Yeah, because so then you take me out to McKinney and I do the same test in McKinney. I may get a student who has a very high IQ, whereas in Dallas, I got a child that's in special ed. That's going to be different. So the scores are going to be different.
Well, when I was in school, I had a very high IQ, and they wanted to put me in the University of Florida. But my grandmother said no, and because she didn't want me around a bunch of older people. So they tried to put me in EH class, which is emotional handicap. But the teacher at that time, Mr. Lips, said no. Shout out to Mr. Lips. A lot of y'all that went to school with me know Mr. Lips at Wilkinson Elementary.
Okay, you know what? We didn't went totally off the subject.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But you got this. All it really goes into what we're talking about.
How?
Because the black women want to go to these schools. They want to get their kids to go to these schools.
The kids being educated.
No,
we're talking about.
We're talking about the black women going to date outside their race, and the reason why.
I'm saying Marzetta brought up that's why we send the kids to the white people's school.
That's right.
That's what you brought up.
So they're thinking if I date this white guy, my kid's going to go to a better school, get a better education. Yes. That's how they think. If I live over here, the shopping is better, the groceries is better, everything's better. That's not true.
That's true.
No, that's the reason behind it.
That is the reason behind it.
The reason behind it is true. That is
so
our reason.
They don't love these men. They just see the benefits of dating these men.
In some cases.
In majority of the cases.
Sometimes they really do love the men.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of friends.
Why is it so hard for you to believe
I have a lot of black
women
friends that date white men or married to them.
Why is it so hard for you to believe that they don't love them?
Because they don't. And we're not going to see it.
How do you know that?
If
you don't think a black woman could love a white man?
Yes, I do.
Do black men love a white woman?
No. If you take 20 women that's dating interracial,
right,
and you can follow them around with a camera, and you can follow the black couples around with a camera, that's how you get that. That's without them knowing you following them around. That is how you will get your decision. See, I lived in households where it had interracial couples. I lived in a household where it was just white parenting.
But you're just one person, boo.
Correct. And I talked to a lot of people, and a lot of people saying the same thing and live in these places.
What's a lot of people?
Hell, obviously, it was 5,000 people on Facebook.
Oh, please.
That's a lot of people.
They can tell you anything on Facebook, but what's the real deal?
But, that's right. So you never see what goes on inside someone's home.
Absolutely.
That's true.
Whether it's love or not love, because they can put on a picture of love. And inside their home, it's straight chaos. But what I'm saying is the black women who date these prominent, because you said that the white women don't want the black guys until they get famous.
There are some women, I'll give you that credit. There are some women that do it intentionally, and they do it for a purpose, to get money or to go to better schools. But there are women out there that are looking for love, for a different flavor of love. Just like you said last week. You said men cannot stick with one woman. Let me finish. I can see. Wait, let me.
And we can't. So
wait,
she
let
ain't
me
lying.
finish.
Hey, Becky.
Let me finish.
You telling the truth. We can't. And we ain't.
Hey, you said black men cannot stick with one woman.
No,
I said men. I said men.
Okay,
Don't try to throw that black in there. I
Okay.
said men.
Men cannot stick with one woman. You said because you can make your woman put on a red wig or a blonde wig, but you can't change the color of her skin. Did you say that?
That's true.
And he said,
I said
no. We can
said that
listen to it.
And he also said, and the vajayjay won't be any different.
Exactly.
That's right.
But
So
I forgot my damn point.
Because you about to lie. See, when you're not telling the lie, you remember everything. And you remember everything. Remember this, folks. When you lie, you forget a lot of stuff. When you tell the truth, you never forget it. If someone tell you a story and they tell you the same story 500 times, it wasn't a lie.
yeah, okay.
If they change that story,
What if they add a word or omit a word? What if they do
but it's
that?
gonna be pretty much the same story.
Okay,
It's gonna be
long
pretty
as
much
the gist is the same.
My thing is this: you got these guys like play football. I played football. I ran track and all that stuff. So all the white girls wanted us.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, correct, but
They
we
still
wasn't
want
famous.
y'all. You
But
ain't
listen,
even got to play football.
But we wasn't famous because you said the white women don't want them until they get
They want
famous.
them more when they're famous.
The black women do too. Who don't want a successful famous
Exactly.
man?
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
But they become more marketable to white women because if
they
were
become
poor,
more marketable to all women.
If they
LeBron
were-
James is a single. As he was single, every woman, not even say it, but majority of the women out there in the world want LeBron James.
But he's LeBron James.
No, that's his point.
That's my point.
It's not about a race.
It's not about a race. It's LeBron James.
When they make more.
Who don't
they
want
become-
Obama right now?
I'll take Obama.
Exactly. So the
Okay.
point is they
But
become more
what if
attractive
what
when
if
they
Obama? What if Obama worked at Publix?
I
At the
still
deli?
would take
You
Obama
ain't
because
thinking
he got
about no
swag.
Obama. You ain't thinking about no Obama.
What you talking about?
If Obama
He
was
got
at Publix-
swag.
Oh, wait, she'll take
He
it
got
because if
swag.
he worked at Publix, he wasn't the president. So she know that in the future he will be.
Absolutely.
No, I'm talking about if you didn't know nothing about this man at Publix trying to pay his way through law school.
Right.
You don't know nothing about this man smoking cigarettes, which you don't like. So he's smoking cigarettes, blowing cigarettes in your face, want to take you on a date. Are you going to date him? No. But once he became the governor,
Or the
that's the
senator.
same guy at Publix. Hey, no, I don't want you no more. I want this other woman. Because you had your chance at Publix, remember?
Yeah, but if he had swag, I was going to take him anyway.
No, you weren't going to take
Yes,
him.
I was.
Because you blowing cigarette smoke in your face.
You weren't going to take him.
He blowing
You
cigarette
weren't
in your
going to
face.
take him.
I don't know. I told you she up in line again, y'all. She ain't telling the truth.
As my
Up
mom
in-
still trying to think about
Wait a minute, as my
up in
mom
line
would say,
again.
tell the truth to shame the devil.
Tell the truth and shame the devil. So listen, all jokes aside, any man or woman that becomes famous becomes desirable to all of the opposite sex.
But they don't even live a normal life. Can we talk about regular people?
Okay, let's talk about regular
Well,
people.
even if you
Let's
talk about
a guy.
regular people, when they make more money, they just become more attractive.
True.
Okay.
And I mean, that's just
But
the
if you
bottom
don't
line.
know they're making money, let's say a guy is corporate America, right? And you
Right.
meet him out, but
Right.
he doesn't. He drives a Honda.
Right?
And he lives in a 1-bedroom apartment, but he's making 1.5 million a year, but he just don't want to. He doesn't
lives a
like all that
simple
stuff.
life.
Right.
You don't know this about him,
Right.
So if he comes up to you, and start talking to you, you be like, But then your friend might say,
but Josh,
"Girl, you know
Josh.
that's Philip Morseday." You like, that's him. Well, now you say, "Hey, Philip," but Philip don't want to talk to you no more because when he shot his shot, you shot him down.
That's true.
Yeah, but it depends on what stage you're in your life.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter
if
what
you've
stage
gone
you're
through several relationships that have failed and you realize that you don't need the 6-foot person, then you may consider you're looking for things of the heart, or you're looking for somebody that's got substance and consistency and all of those
true.
things.
But you also want what you want. You want the man to be attractive. You want him to be financially stable. You want him to have great sex. And if he's missing a couple of these things, you ain't finna
You ain't
stick
gonna
around.
want him.
You ain't gonna want the
Again,
man.
it depends on the stage.
You don't
you're
want him.
No, I
we
don't
talked
no
about
stage.
that the last week.
And you if
about where you're
if
at.
it's we
And
is
when you
we
get a certain
leading,
point
you don't
or a
want him.
certain
But
age,
you know what? But before we get all off into
About to take a break, y'all.
We're gonna go ahead and take a small break. This is T.
oops, this is MC.